I'm recording now.
He finally told me.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So, welcome back to weekly.
You suck at this every week. Every week you do this.
I do. Welcome back to the Superfunpack weekly podcast, where you can listen to us on iTunes and any other podcast service.
Not yet.
Except for you could listen to us on Android now.
Oh, okay.
On the Castbox app.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Jen got the bird flu.
Super. No, what'd you call it again? The con flu.
Oh yeah, you got the con flu from Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yeah, knocked me on my ass.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's real.
I'm trying not to cough so badly. We're trying not to cough. It's actually worse than just coughing.
Yeah. Every week, we're here to bring you everything new on comic book, movies, and video games, and whatever we want to talk about. With you, as always, is me, Christopher Marine, and
Jen. I don't know. I thought you were gonna say my name, and then you didn't.
Yeah, you were waiting.
I also thought we were never gonna say our last names. That was like what we agreed on.
I don't care. I alley-ooped it, and you just watched.
I'm very bad with ball sports. I've already told you this. Me and balls do not mix. Like, what else do I gotta say? And also next week I'm gonna be the host because you suck. I think you've proved this at this point.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you always say that.
If we had consumer feedback, they would all agree with me that you suck.
Alright, so how's it going besides being like deathly sick?
Well, we saw Justice League this weekend. That was a lot of fun. It was fun because we went to this really cool theater that had like reclining seats.
Yeah.
And so I got to cuddle up next to you, and I melted chocolate with my body by accident. So that was cool.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the doo-doos on your sleeve.
Yeah, I know. But Justice League.
Yeah, we'll get into our review in a little bit.
Oh, see, he didn't tell me that we have a schedule, apparently. Thank you.
I'm trying to be
You're such a good host, except you don't tell your co-host shit.
Nah, you gotta be on your toes.
You literally tell me shit.
You gotta be...
You don't even tell me half the time when you press record.
Expecting.
You just, start recording me right when I'm saying, incriminating things.
You gotta get ready. You gotta be on your toes, loosey-goosey style.
Loosey-goosey?
Yeah, loosey-goosey.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk because apparently I'm saying things out of order, so you start, Chris.
Well, I was just wanted to see how you're doing besides being deathly sick.
I mean, what else is there for me to do besides being deathly sick? Well, this kind of sucked, so I had an 8 a.m. meeting on Friday. I went to the meeting, I felt like shit. After the meeting, we supposedly had, this mandatory training because we get grants because I work in a laboratory at a university. So I get to the meeting and I'm like, I feel like shit. So I go to my boss. I'm like, can I leave after the meeting? I know we have training. And he tells me I'm gonna cough. He doesn't tell me I'm gonna cough, but he tells me can I stay for the meeting and then come to him afterwards? But he wants me to feel better. So I sit through the 3-hour meeting, and then he goes, "Okay, guys, I know we have the training." So I lied. There actually is no training. You guys have been working hard. I'm taking you out to this fun place for lunch. And you're mine for the next 4 hours, and he bought them alcohol and just, a fun time. And he comes up to me, and he goes, "So you're sick, you should go home." And I'm, dying, but I'm like, really? I get sick right before Thanksgiving, and I miss a cool free alcohol trip by my boss? So that's how I'm doing. How are you, Chris?
Got gas.
I can tell, I hear it.
Yeah, it's kind of brewing.
For once, it's not me farting, though.
Yeah, you usually fart a lot on the podcast.
But I always have some bodily function happening. It's either farting, sneezing, choking. Now it's coughing.
Yeah, it's like they cursed you.
Pretty much, yeah. When I sound like... Oh wait, so the reason why I'm coughing so much especially is because in order to speak properly, I have to exhale more strongly than when you're normally talking to someone just face to face. So that's causing me to cough even more.
Yeah. I personally don't have that issue right now, so hopefully I don't get sick. But because I said that, I'm probably
You're probably gonna get sick, yeah.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving weekend too.
Yeah, well, my mom's coming, so she'll take care of you like a baby.
I gotta be good for in-laws.
Well, soon to be in-laws one day.
But so how did you like the Deadpool trailer?
Oh, I loved it. I love the Deadpool trailer. Wait, okay, again. Spoilers, no spoilers.
For the Deadpool trailer?
I don't know, last time I said shit, you were like, shh, no spoilers. Here's the thing, if you want me to speak, I'm gonna speak.
Well, there's nothing really to spoil in the Deadpool trailer.
The trailer itself is like a fun thing to watch, okay?
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, I'm just gonna say, go watch it now, and then come back to the podcast.
I would say the adults who are going to watch the trailer, watch it on the internet, because they did show it during the Justice League.
No, but they showed an edited version.
They showed it wasn't edited. It was
Censored.
It was censored, yeah. Instead of saying "I love cocaine."
Hey, you're spoiling shit. Have you decided if we're spoiling or not? All I know is my favorite part is when he takes the brush and he goes, "Okay, so it's Deadpool dressed as Bob Ross, and he's going to show you how to paint a picture." And he gets his canvas, he starts to grab his brush, and then he says, "Now we just need to whack off the brush." Ding, 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 ding. And the sound it makes when he's hitting it against the easel, I can't get it out of my head. It's just so hilarious. I love it so much. All of this is just making me love Deadpool. Like, I didn't know that much about Deadpool before the first movie came out.
Yeah.
But obviously when I heard it was coming out, I went and I looked up Deadpool and, looked up his history, who he is, and all that stuff. And, yeah, he's making me fall in love with this character. He's just so funny, so much fun. He's actually a deep character in a weird way, too, so.
Yeah, like, I had the Deadpool comics right in that bookshelf right there. And so, like, you could always just pop a read. And they're all, like, I have a lot of single-issue ones, so they're just quick to read and don't need to worry too much about it.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones I have, he's teamed up with Spider-Man, because I like the Deadpool Spider-Man dynamic. But, yeah, this trailer showed not...
It actually wasn't a trailer, it was a teaser trailer.
It was a teaser, yeah. Like, we kind of got the tone of how Deadpool 2 might be. He's going to be a little bit more fourth wall breaking and more, like, more comedic with this. We did get to see some action scenes and some characters be revealed.
Yeah,
like,
Super Negasonic Teenager is going to be back.
Yeah, Super Sonic Mega Teenage Warhead.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we see her with a full head of hair now.
She has hair, yes. She's pretty.
Yeah, she is. We see, do we see Colossus in this trailer?
I think we see Vanessa.
Yeah.
She jumps on him for like a kiss or something. So.
Yeah. We see Deadpool working with Weasel again.
Uh-huh.
We see Bob Pinder back again. But he's just spitting in the air. Deadpool in a coffin. And, I forget the blind lady's name. Blind Marge or Blind Ma?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Cool old woman.
But, see her pull a gun out.
It sounds like I'm crying. I'm actually coughing suddenly.
And then we see Deadpool just throw a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And the trailer was really good. I like it a lot. And I'm actually really excited to see the movie.
I don't know if it got me excited for the movie so much as it got me excited for the character. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
I can't honestly remember the plot of Deadpool.
We don't even know who the villain is.
But I mean the first movie.
Yeah.
What was the plot again? He was trying to find the guy to get back to normal, so he could be with the girl he loves.
Yeah, he wants his cancer cured so he can stay with his girlfriend. But
fiance.
Oh yeah, his fiance, and he ends up getting horribly maimed.
Right. So then the whole point of the movie is him trying to get his face fixed.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Just so he can So his girlfriend won't be repulsed by him.
Yeah, I almost don't remember that because I just like the character so much that I just like seeing his interactions.
Yeah.
And so this teaser trailer just showed me like he's in full form, like he's just funny.
Yeah.
And he's just funny.
This movie actually has a bigger budget than the next one.
The last one.
It's like $200 million they have.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Or $150 million.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. The Deadpool movie they had, that came out a few years ago, or last year.
No, 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago?
Yeah, because I went home and my mom watched it, and I haven't been home in a year. So.
That had the budget of $50 million.
Wow, 3 times as much?
Yep. And it made $500 million worldwide.
Damn!
Yeah.
Can I have some of that cheddar?
6 times the amount.
I want money.
No, that's 10 times, right?
50 million, 500 million? It's 10.
Yeah, 10 times the amount.
Dead air. Dead air's bad.
Yeah, dead air is bad.
Dead air's bad.
In the same respect of money making, Thor also made over 700 million worldwide.
Damn.
Yeah, Ragnarok. I think this is the best-selling Thor movie.
Well, based on our review last week, which you should definitely watch if you hadn't, or listen to if you hadn't listened to it.
2 weeks ago. Last week was Rhode Island Comic Con.
All right, so episode
2.
Episode 2
of our podcast is Thor Ragnarok.
If you haven't watched it, listen to that. Go listen to that now. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but 700 mil.
I know.
They're making Marvel money. Disney is just collecting. And on the same side of the coin, the Justice League movie is also the lowest DCEU movie
for premiere weekend.
Premiered, yeah.
I'm so sorry for the coughing, guys.
97 mil it made.
That's it? It probably hasn't even made its budget back.
No, the budget was 300 million.
Holy shit! But they have like weeks but they usually make the bulk in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because movies aren't in theaters as long as they used to be. They're out like what, 4 weeks now? Yeah,
and then that's not. I feel like it's going to make its money back in the worldwide market.
Uh-huh.
But domestically is the lowest DC movie that premiered.
Wow.
Suicide Squad made more money.
But here's the thing. I'm so sorry. People are not disillusioned yet.
Yeah.
That makes sense. People were still, oh my god, Suicide, it's probably going to be good, and they're still riding that high of it's going to be good. But I think with not having good movies consistently, people are getting let down, and most people I know haven't seen it yet. They're like, yeah, I'll wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
And it's much cheaper to watch.
And the issue especially is all these bad movies that came out with the name Zack Snyder attached to it. Anytime they see Zack Snyder's name, they don't want to go to it anymore.
Remind me to talk about the costume thing.
Yeah. Because Man of Steel made money. It made...
Who was the director? Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder.
Okay.
Zack Snyder directed Man of Steel. It made a decent amount of money. I think it was like 170 mil for the weekend, opening weekend. And then Batman v Superman was 192 million.
Damn.
Opening weekend. And then we got this movie, the third movie in the Zack Snyder that's directed.
Yeah, because he did not direct DC Wonder Woman.
And he didn't direct Suicide Squad either.
He didn't really... Well, I mean, he directed this movie too, but then it was edited heavily by Joss Whedon. Is it Whedon or Whedon?
Whedon.
Whedon?
Whedon.
Has he said people this is how you pronounce my name?
Yeah. He said it in interviews. Joss Whedon.
I've never actually watched an interview with him before.
But he directed the reshoots.
Yeah.
And scheduled the reshoots and was heavily involved with the reshoots. But, that's how they got that $300 million budget. It's because they had to go back and basically reshoot the movie.
Yeah. oh yeah, a heavy chunk of that movie, and you could tell between the two directors, and you could tell that a large chunk of that film.
Yeah, we'll get to that more in our review.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm going off schedule. Chris's magical fucking schedule that he didn't tell me about. Shame.
Shame? You're gonna shame me with, like, Game of Thrones?
Shame.
Yeah. I understand your references.
Yeah, you understand my references.
But, yeah, it's weird because it's the lowest DC movie Okay,
but do you think a contribution to this is Rotten Tomatoes' critique that they released?
It could be.
I mean, and they gave it, what, 43? Or 27?
Yeah, it's like 43%.
I mean, a lot of people actually do look at Rotten Tomatoes before they pay the money. Because it's expensive to go to the theaters nowadays. It's almost... what was the price of a ticket? Almost $15? Like, a lot of people don't want to spend that amount of money.
Yeah.
So they'll look on the reviews before they go.
But here's the weird thing. Fandango owns Rotten Tomatoes, and Fandango is owned by Warner Brothers.
And they delayed the release of their critique.
Yeah. It's just, there's the problem where the Rotten Tomatoes review or score can make or break a movie, and a lot of people don't go out to judge the movie on their own.
Yeah.
They go by hearsay, or they go by a reviewing website or something. And in reality, everyone has their own taste and their own opinion.
Yeah.
Like, we have differing taste on many things, but we don't really get that unless we physically see the same thing or watch the same thing. We don't need to listen to someone to make our own opinion, and there's people out there that do that.
Yeah, you and I have listened to reviews where we vehemently disagree with everything they said.
Yeah. And like most reviewing websites are giving Justice League like around a C- grade to like a B+ at the highest, what I saw. And that I feel is accurate. Because it's not the greatest movie, but it's not the worst movie.
Wait a second, are we going into our review now or no?
Yeah, we can go into our review now of Justice League. So,
are we doing non-spoiler and then spoiler?
We'll do non-spoiler and then spoiler.
Okay.
And, what did you think the plot was?
To stop this guy named Steppenwolf from getting 3 boxes and destroying the Earth.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plot.
That was the plot.
And they had to assemble the Justice League.
Right. And Batman had decided prior to all of this that he needed to form like a Justice League because the whole Superman threat made him realize that there were threats beyond his control that he couldn't fight. But this phenomenon of the boxes and everything, he started, because Batman's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. He noticed these things going on, and he was like, okay, now's the time to assemble the Justice League. So with the help of Wonder Woman, the main chunk of the movie was them assembling the Justice League, and the last 25 minutes was them fighting the big bad. That was not spoiler, right?
No.
Okay.
This is also the shortest DC movie.
Yeah, I like the length.
Do you like the 2-hour length?
I don't like long movies. You've seen me with long movies. If you don't keep my attention for the entire time, if they're not keeping my attention the entire time, I'm outie.
Yeah.
The second you lose my interest for 2 minutes, I'm like, I can't get back into it. I'm done. My butt hurts. I got poop. Like.
Speaking of the length, people actually do want. There's a petition out online that they want the Snyder Cut, which is 2 hours and 50 minutes apparently.
Why?
I don't know, and
there's no evidence that we've seen thus far that the Snyder Cut is going to do anything. Is going to add anything to the movie. There's no evidence, no historical evidence that will say that adding Snyder's cut will improve on the characterization, because he sucks with characterization. He has none. Wonder Woman's the only one that had some character. We literally just had this conversation, but yeah, he has, as a director, a writer, whoever writes a script, whatever anyone does, the director, it falls on him. And there's no characterization, nothing. So what do they think his cut's gonna add? It's probably gonna be scenes of Batman brooding and saying nothing. And I mean, seriously.
And really
maybe a nice workout scene, I guess. I don't know. Is that what he's gonna add? His characterization work? Ben Affleck, good on you. You're almost 50, or you are 50, and you still look good. Like, is that all it's gonna add? Like, why? Oh my god.
Like, Snyder is really bugging me with his directing choices a lot, but nothing really is going to add to it. All that's been revealed is there's a lot of deleted scenes that are probably going to be in the Blu-ray release, where you see characters that interact with Cyborg, and we get a little bit more back history with Cyborg, and we got some with the Flash. But they did what they had to, because that 2-hour limit, that 2-hour time, gets more butts in the seats, and they need to make up money that they just dropped on this movie.
Really, really liked the shorter movie, and it didn't feel... If all the movies, we complained about this, even Wonder Woman felt drawn out. And where you're like, why? And like, they adding scenes where you're like, okay, I get you're trying to build on character, but you're not. And this one, there was no gratuitous scenes where I'm just sitting there going, why the fuck are you staring? Like, we literally had this conversation last week, so it's like, I think the 2-hour mark was really superb. The movie didn't feel rushed to me. I mean, I think maybe with some better scene choices. Like, I, for one, actually don't feel like a superhero movie needs to have that many fight scenes. So, you know, if they wanted to shorten a fight scene or something, I think you can improve in other ways. But I think the 2-hour mark is really good.
Yeah, like, Nolan does a really good job doing, bringing up character. A lot of people say Nolan's movies are boring, but Nolan's movies are, like, some of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, yeah, you love Nolan's movies.
I do.
I think they're boring.
Yeah, you think they're boring.
I mean, the character development, all of that, spot on. But I can't rewatch them. But I don't do well with long movies.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I also don't like dark movies.
And that is half of this movie. Like, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel are super dark because that's Snyder's directing style.
Yeah. I actually think maybe I have, like, ADHD. I need something... You know me. I always need something, like...
You need always something to focus on.
And when you have these...
Speaking of focus, how's that uncanny valley?
Okay, tell the story.
So... People who don't know, Mission Impossible 5 casted Henry Cavill as the main villain of Mission Impossible, like 5 or 6. So that's another Mission Impossible. However, they lost. DC lost the lawsuit against Paramount and Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series, where they couldn't shave Henry Cavill's face
for the reshoots.
For the reshoots of the movie.
Yeah, so they wanted. So Whedon came in. I was like, we need to do reshoots, but Henry
Cavill.
Henry already has a mustache. And he couldn't shave it. They lost the lawsuit, so they were like, okay. Instead of having Superman just have a fucking mustache, we're gonna CGI the mustache off, and let's just say it's noticeable. They opened the movie with it, and you're just like,
so awkward.
And his canines look too long because the lip is weird. And
his incisors, like his whole mouth feels like it got crushed, and it's like not like crushed in like a mean way. It's like it's too small for his mouth.
Yeah.
His teeth are too small for his mouth, and then you see this awkward uncanny valley on his upper lip, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with his face?
It was noticeable.
It is so gross.
Oh, it was noticeable.
It is no lie. It literally punches you in the face in the beginning of the movie. It opens up and it's Superman talking to some kids in
Spoilers.
It's not really a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
It's the first scene.
Spoilers.
The first 10 minutes. Not even the first 10 minutes. The first 10 seconds.
It's literally
Henry Cavill's upper lip staring at you.
It's almost like he has a caterpillar on his lip, or a chameleon that just shifted to look like his upper lip.
Oh my! It's like his mustache had a cloaking device over it.
It was so bad.
But it made his upper lip more puffy. You're like, oh, what is that?
I'm like, why not just Superman in Man of Steel had a full beard? Just let him have facial hair.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Well.
I don't know if I could say this because I don't know what a spoiler is.
I guess we'll just go into spoilers, but beside some non-spoiler stuff I want to just get rid of real quick is the movie overall has really great elements in it.
Yeah.
But the great elements you can clearly tell came from Joss Whedon, not Snyder. Like, you get that superhero like vibe anytime you see Whedon scenes, which you can tell the difference.
You can distinctly tell the difference.
Because Whedon has a brighter color palette. He likes to make colors pop out and vibrant, while Snyder likes darker tones, and he likes a more serious type of story. And he kind of fetishizes like ultra violence and like dark, broody material, while Whedon, his thing is character development and character interactions, which this movie does really well. Is the characters you care really about.
You actually care about them, yeah.
But you don't care about anything else.
Yeah, well, the plot, you're not invested in the plot.
No,
and like I said, I think it was editing.
Yeah.
I had no investment in the villain, but yeah.
It's like there's good and bad out of this movie. It's not like Batman v Superman where you saw the potential of a good movie, but they fucked it up with the editing. This movie is, you can see half a good movie in here, and the rest is not good.
Yeah.
And that kind of contradicts and push and pulls. But once you get the whole movie after the 2 hours, you come out of it going like, alright, that was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Like, overall for the, considering that it had like essentially 2 directors, like, it wasn't bad. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Excuse me. I liked it. It was good. It was one of the better ones. It was definitely better than Batman v Superman. Honestly, I like the pacing much better than I did the Wonder Woman pacing.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman dragged in places. This didn't really drag that much. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I'd give it like a B minus, something in that range. Wonder Woman's like a B plus, A minus.
Like, see, I give this movie like around a C minus C. Mm-hmm. Like a hard C. It's not terrible.
Because you're so focused on the editing and the directions and the contrast between Snyder and Whedon actually bugged you immensely in the film. Yeah. I could ignore it and just enjoy the film.
Because me coming from a film background and being a film buff, that bugs me.
Yeah.
I need to see consistent flow. And what I get really upset with is me seeing dark scene, bright scene, dark scene, bright scene, dark scene, bright scene. And it's supposed to be in the same time. Like, there's literally a scene where you see Batman go into top of the GCPD building with Gordon, and it's super dark at one point. And then once the Flash, Cyborg, and everyone shows up, it's bright now, and everyone's interacting and joking around a little bit. And you're like, wait, no, don't do that.
Yep.
Keep it consistent. They could have completely color corrected the whole movie, but I don't think they had enough time.
Yeah.
And they had to just get it out.
Yeah.
But going into spoilers, I think the introduction of the Parademon, which was like in the first 10 minutes.
It was the first 10 minutes. It made no sense. I had no clue what the fuck was happening.
Yeah. Like,
Batman was going after a thief?
Yeah, he was going
and then
after
he dangled the thief off the building, and he was like, I need your fear. And then the Parademon came, And then he fought the demon, ended up on another building, and all of a sudden the thief who was tied up is on that other building with Batman and saying things.
I feel like that would have been a lot better if he was fighting the parademon at the beginning. Like, it wasn't him hunting it out with a criminal. You could get that, like, joking feel to it where you get Batman fighting a parademon and he lands it. Well, not lands it, but he falls with it and crashes into a building where a guy just stole the jewels. If you really want that thief scene there, and he shoots the parademon to the wall, and he explodes and everything. And then he sees the criminal looking at him, and Batman just like does like that Wonder Woman thing, where like you know how Wonder Woman when she sees a guy that's really about to do something stupid, she tilts her head and it's like, oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Like, Batman just could do that and do that creepy Michael Keaton smile.
Yeah, but even
like,
that would have been better. But even, like, when he killed the parademon, it exploded, and it had, like, 3 boxes shaped. And he was like, oh, it's leaving me a clue. Why the fuck would the parademon die and then leave an imprint of the 3 boxes? Yeah. Like, what? And also, how are the parademons already there when Steppenwolf doesn't have the boxes yet?
Yeah, like, they explained that the parademons are... They can find the boxes. They smell the box. But the problem is, like, how are we seeing them? We have no reason why parademons should be even here yet. They show, like, Steppenwolf, a warning to Steppenwolf, in the Batman v Superman, the director's cut edition, or, like, the Ultimate edition in, the Blu-ray version, but they don't really explain how parademons just pop up. They should just explain it either in Wonder Woman or like even at
even if it was just Alfred saying, you know, here's what we know, a quick debriefing, like, okay, we know this, and this, just like a 2-sentence thing, but they didn't. Steppenwolf was the only one who explained anything about what these parademons are. I think he's the only one who actually said the word parademons too. Batman never said that. No, I don't think he did.
Wonder Woman also says it.
Yeah, so, but it comes from nowhere. They just dropped his name, and I was like,
no,
wait.
No, Batman says it's parademon.
Oh, well, I don't remember. All I remember is he killed it, and he was like, what is this? And I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? What is this?
And he calls it a scout.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck's happening? And I thought that they would explain it. Yeah. But they really didn't.
Like, you could easily explain more once Batman goes to the Batcave.
Or even once they have the Justice League assembled, just going, okay, guys, this is what we're dealing with. But everyone is all of a sudden up to speed on everything.
Yeah, it was weird. But we ended up seeing Cyborg, who was actually a really interesting character to follow.
He's super overpowered.
Oh, Cyborg? Yeah, because he can understand Kryptonian, he can do everything.
He could literally control the Kryptonian spaceship and everything. Yeah, he's like way overpowered.
Yeah. He's supposed to be extremely tech savvy because of the cybernetics in him, but
I feel like an old person.
I really liked the Frankenstein monster like scenario he had with his dad. And his dad was like, "Oh, no, you're not a monster." And he's like, "It's funny that you think I was the monster."
Yeah, because Frankenstein, everyone calls Frankenstein the monster, but Frankenstein's actually Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So the monster in the books is not the creature, it's actually Frankenstein. So yeah, it was a very interesting dynamic. And it would have been really cool to explore that. But again, that's not what this movie's focus was.
No,
so
the movie was literally focus was bring them all together.
Bring them all together. But I think you don't have to explore all these characters in one movie. It's okay to like hint at it. But what I liked is that even though we didn't go in depth in the Cyborg, there was enough where you cared about him. He seemed human. He seemed likable. He seemed vulnerable.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't get the full story, you were still invested.
Yeah.
So later on, when he does get a chance to get more fully explored, you care.
Yeah. I feel like they did Wonder Woman, Flash, and Cyborg really well. Like going into the Flash, like we'll just go down the members of the Justice League and their big, like not their big points, but their great character development points where we see the Flash meeting his dad, And that was a very touching scene for the Flash because he knows that his father didn't do it, and he's like he wants. You could see that he wants to change it, which can lead into the Flashpoint movie. But, but we don't know. Oh, someone's text messages.
That's probably my mom.
But we see the Flash's character develop, and we see how awkward he is with the actual Justice League and once he interacts with other heroes. And I like the fact that Bruce went to him because he's like the youngest out of all the people there, and Bruce kind of has a way to talking to people who are like they feel like they've been wronged or slighted or even alone. But it's great that we got to see that relationship between him and Cyborg, where they're like, "Oh, where are the accidents?"
Who?
When they're
Barry and
yeah, when they're digging up Superman's corpse, they're like, "Oh, so you were hit with a bolt of lightning." He's like, "Yeah, that's the abridged version." And he's like, "You?" He's like, "Explosion." And he's like, "Oh, so where are the accidents, huh?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I guess we're the accidents." Which is cool. Like, you never really see those two characters interact in that way. And then we get Wonder Woman. We see that Wonder Woman is superheroing about while doing what she's doing, being like...
She's a museum curator or something. Yeah.
But, like, I like the scene that she was in. Like, we saw what she was doing, basically her superhero gig.
Yeah. And yeah, she's badass.
She fucked up so many people.
But she doesn't... Yeah, it was really good.
Like, how they shot that scene of Wonder Woman blocking all the bullets from the machine gun to stop the kids from getting shot, I thought was the coolest thing. Because you never really see someone literally reaching for the bullet to stop it. Because, like, when we see Superman do it, he'll just walk in front of the thing. He'll walk in front of the gun and block everything, and, like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm Superman, big and bad." Batman would disarm the guy somehow. Flash is so fast that none of the bullets would touch him. He would just, like, easily, like, bring everyone in and out quick. But with her, you saw her doing this cool, like, karate-style kata to block all these bullets. And she's like, "Oh, you fucked up." And just started going ham on them. And then I guess now, like, we get Wonder Woman's past a little bit and, like, how she is now.
How the events of Wonder Woman, the movie, affected her. Like, would they explore that a little bit? Yeah.
And she's, like, still really hurt about Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
And how she really is still reeling from that event. And, like, how she still misses him. And she still loves him. But it's so long gone. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing she can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's even now the leader of the Justice League in this universe. Which I really like. I really like that they made Wonder Woman the leader. She has the most battle experience. She has the most knowledge even out of everyone.
She's also the oldest.
She's also, she's also the oldest.
She's the oldest.
But then we get her... You get the interaction with Aquaman and her. Not too much of an interaction, but we do get the lasso of truth moment.
Well, he tells her she's beautiful.
Near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But we got the Aquaman interacting with Batman.
Yeah, quite a bit.
We got a lot of that, actually.
Got a lot of that. Aquaman's a very dark, troubled person. Seems like he's running from his past or something, who he is.
See, this is where I hope the Aqua moving leads to.
Yeah.
Because I think Black Manta is the villain. And if Black Manta is the villain, that means his son died.
But he's not together with his wife in this universe yet, so he doesn't have a child, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe not. But we don't know.
All it knows is, from what they said, is he was abandoned as a child by his mother to protect him. Something like that.
So that probably leads to the reason why he's not in Atlantis anymore.
And he's just kind of drinking. And randomly doing freelance ocean saving, hurling, gathering fish for local villagers.
Apparently he interacted with Superman back in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Because Scott Snyder said, no, they met before.
But that wasn't shown.
But we never shown it.
So,
like, that's... To me, that's not cool. Because when we get the interaction of Superman and Aquaman together... it doesn't seem like Aquaman knows him. No,
they don't act like they know each other. They actually don't speak, I don't think. Not really.
Yeah, they don't. But then...
Okay, so... all the characters, essentially, were good.
We're good.
Very intriguing.
I feel like Bruce was the weakest, though. Like, next to Superman, both of them were tied for the weakest character.
But can we go over this big plot hole that I wanted to discuss earlier, but we couldn't? So, at the end of Batman v Superman, Clark is in the grave, and the dirt rises, or moves, hinting that Superman's not dead. But in this movie, Batman declares that they need to resurrect Superman, and they use the box to bring him back to life.
Yeah.
So, he was dead. So what the fuck? Why did they show the dirt moving in the last movie?
That's Snyder for you, and that's...
Like...
It's...
Also, if they had just said that he was, like, not dead, but he didn't have the energy to wake up, then they could have just let him grow a beard.
Because even in Man of Steel, one of the computers in the Kryptonian thing has Operation Doomsday.
Yeah.
And they don't elaborate on it on Batman v Superman. They just go, oh, Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, love him or hate him, makes Doomsday. You don't hear about the Doomsday program.
It makes no sense, but I don't know, like, they bring him back to life, but I don't understand why they teased us in the last movie with him not being dead, but then he really is dead, and then also the whole thing is like, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh.
But,
okay, so the whole point of Batman v Superman was that Batman thought that Superman's too strong to be alive.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in this new movie, he's like, "We need Superman. Who cares if he's a crazy homicidal killer? We'll deal with that after we bring him back to life. But we need him." Like, that's literally what happened. And we don't actually need him.
No.
That's the funny part.
He literally says the same thing.
Because he helped Cyborg pull it apart. But other than that,
Cyborg could have done it himself.
Yeah, like, so the whole point of bring him back to life because we need him. Everyone's like, Superman's the strongest dude. Diana's a god.
Yeah.
And one of the old gods, so I don't understand who's more powerful, Superman or Diana? I don't understand.
And this goes based off the writer. Because we get to see Superman, like, interact with each character a little bit.
Sorry.
And he easily tosses away Aquaman. And then he headbutts Diana.
And she hits him back.
Yeah. And, like, then he could keep up with the Flash.
Yeah, he's, like, super overpowered. I don't understand.
There's a comic book where Superman is faster than the Flash, smarter than Batman, stronger than Wonder Woman and Aquaman combined. And his brain works faster than a supercomputer.
Like, what the fuck?
At that point in that comic, I go, what's the point of the Justice League? This man is a one-man Justice League.
Yeah.
So, they're like, oh, just in case Superman dies, our base is covered. This dude's never gonna die. They should lower his power scaling. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
He shouldn't be able to keep up with the Flash. He should be on par with Wonder Woman in like strength and durability. They should be able to hurt each other. Like Superman could be stronger. Like he can lift a fucking rocket and like I'm physically stronger than everyone. But he shouldn't be able to take the amount of damage that he's not taking. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Like, Aquaman has more durability than Superman because he lives under the sea. All that pressure on top of him doesn't hurt him. While Superman can't really do that.
I don't know.
In some comics.
I don't understand. I think they need to clearly define this because excuse me.
They need to make the rules.
They need to make the rules. It still makes no sense. Can Diana take a bullet or not? Because if she can get thrown through building walls, your skin would rip. Like it's like getting shot by a bullet.
You would explode. Because she got punched into walls and made craters like Dragon Ball Z style.
But she can't get hit. But she got cut by a knife. So I'm super confused.
Yeah.
On what her powers are and if she's immortal or not. Like it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just define the rules, please.
Yeah.
It's irritating. I just want them to define the rules. Can I just mention another thing too about the whole Superman being faster than the Flash? Ezra Miller, please learn how to run properly. His form is horrible. He's doing this weird I don't know.
Like he's throwing his arm over.
Yeah, he's like. You can't even see what I'm doing, but he's literally like swimming when he's running. Like it's like a weird swimmer's run, and then his knees are like on a joint, and they're swinging in and out, not forward and backwards like when you're running. I was just like, what the fuck? Like at least get him to run properly.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
But you wanted to mention something earlier about the Amazonians.
Oh yes, so this goes back to the whole Whedon versus Snyder thing.
Yeah.
In that, in Wonder Woman, the costumer that made the Amazonians costumes was a female.
Yeah.
And they were generally, they had their abdomens all covered. But in the Snyder Justice League film, it was a male costumer. And all of the female Amazonians now had, like, sports bras on that were made of leather hide. And it wasn't dyed like the dark colors. And so, it was much more unnecessarily revealing.
Yeah. Because they wore the shortest skirts possible.
Yeah.
They had cleavage showing. They even had like these weird leather breastplate, like not even breastplates, like leather plates on. It felt like female 300.
Yeah.
And when you see, you can clearly tell between the Whedon Snyder directing when you go back to watch it, if you go watch it. It's easier to point it out. Anytime Wheaton's style is shown,
the females are fully covered. And they're wearing actual practical armor that covers their abdomen and their vital organs. And just like Diana, they're wearing a skirt that gives them mobility and everything. But the new ones, their skirts are almost like those, those card girls in MMA fights, and they're like thongs, and then they're wearing a skirt that's not actually a skirt. Yeah. They're almost wearing that type of stuff within a sports bra that's made of leather rawhide. And it's like, you're a sophisticated Amazonian, like, warrior tribe, and you have rawhide sports bras on.
Yeah,
it made no sense, and it was like,
it was weird.
Like, why change their costumes? Like, you already made their costumes in the last movie. Just use the same costume design.
Exactly. And what made it more jarring is the fact that you can tell the difference between Snyder and Whedon.
Well, no, that for me didn't really piss me off. It was more like Wonder Woman made such large strides with having a female director, female costume maker, female-led movie, and all of a sudden you get to the male-led movie, and instead of going, we're going to keep going on this, keep this movie going, they're like, hey, let's make them sexy. Like, they're sexy in armor. They were all those Amazons in Wonder Woman were beautiful, powerful women, and they didn't have to show their body unnecessarily. So I don't understand why they couldn't just keep that momentum going.
So what also bugs me, Snyder makes Bruce dress like how he does. So you know every scene we see Bruce Wayne in, he's always wearing a button-up vest and like a dress shirt, and it's like no tie. It's just unbuttoned, like just collar unbuttoned.
Yeah.
if you were to look at Snyder directing the movie, he's wearing the same goddamn thing. He's making Bruce Wayne be his analog.
That's interesting.
And that bugs me a lot. We're at, 45 minutes?
Okay.
So we get to the end of the movie, and, this has to be shown, talked about the whole Superman fighting the Justice League himself.
Oh, yeah, so when they bring him back to life, he doesn't know who he is, he knows nothing. Yeah. Essentially.
Well, he does kind of know who he is. Because, he's just what the hell happened? He's
well, he does, because he's really angry at Batman.
Yeah, and he's like, do you bleed? You will. He basically threatened to kill Batman right there and then.
But with using the same things that Batman said to him.
Yeah, and the whole speech in Batman v Superman of, if Superman can be an enemy, even if there's 1% chance, we gotta take it as a certainty. Kind of says the whole same thing with Wonder Woman saying, well, we gotta bring it back, even if there's a fraction of a chance. We gotta take it.
Yeah.
She's like, what? And if he tries to kill you? I don't know.
I got a plan.
Batman got a plan. My plan is get beat up, not carry kryptonite. Easily could have been like...
And bring Lois Lane.
Yeah. And again, Lois in this movie is the plot device.
She's always a plot device.
But it's to the point where the whole Batman v Superman timeline, where Superman's working with the parademons, might goddamn happen. Because anytime something happens to Lois, he either calms down or he gets crazy. This Superman is completely unstable.
Yeah. He's emotionally unstable.
And apparently they're pushing this Hope and Justice character, but he's only Hope and Justice when it's Wheaton directing. When it's Snyder, he's this crazy, unbalanced super alien. Mm-hmm. And you can't have that when you're trying to be like, no, we need to form this super true and altruistic team. However, we got this crazy, bipolar alien running around that can't be stopped. So, then we get to the end of the movie, which felt like that was all directed by Wheaton.
Yeah, it did. It felt like that.
You got really interesting character development. We got the Justice League helping each other, fighting Steppenwolf and the Parademons off, trying to evacuate the city. It felt like the ending to Avengers.
Yeah, it did.
Except for the whole, I'm always a Mad Hulk moment. But that was, some of the great stuff. Even in the Avengers, that's some of the greatest stuff that you saw. And in this movie, it's the same thing. What I feel like they should do is now transition into Joss Whedon directing any of the Justice League movie and giving him creative control. Because if he gets to do what he needs to get done, this is why he left Marvel, because he felt pigeonholed.
Well, because Marvel has such a plan of what's coming that there's no creative ability.
Yeah. And if you got Wheaton doing it, we can get something interesting. But then we get them saving the world from Steppenwolf, and we got the 2 end credit scenes, where the one end credit scene being the joke, who's faster, the Flash or Superman, and they actually compete in the race. And the final one is the Legion of Doom being started, where we see Joe Manganiello or something like that.
Lex Luthor broke out of jail, and Deathstroke is there, so...
Yeah. Which was a cool scene. I like seeing Deathstroke.
I honestly don't care, really, for the end credit scenes that much.
But, overall, I thought the movie was really good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Way better not really good. It was a good enough movie to go watch.
Yeah. I wouldn't really necessarily rewatch it.
Yeah, but it is a step in the right direction. Where Wonder Woman was a leap, this is a step.
Yeah, yeah.
But You wanted to talk about the Brechtel test.
Yes, this was interesting. I haven't thought about this in a while, but the Brechtel test is a test you put to movies, and it's just a question that you ask. In this film, were there two women that talked to each other, that they had a conversation that was not about a man?
Yeah.
And so it was really interesting to think back that, did Wonder Woman pass this test?
Yeah.
Did it? I mean, the only part that I think it could have was with the Amazonian woman, when they were talking about how they wanted to raise Diana. But that they were also always talking about Ares, and they were always talking about Zeus without saying their names. So were they talking? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it passed, maybe it didn't. I have to rewatch it. But Batman, I mean, Justice League did not pass.
Justice League fails with flying colors.
There's literally only Wonder Woman, Lois, and Martha. And Martha and Lois have one scene together, and all they talk about is Superman.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman only interacts with other men. So it was very interesting that... I don't know, it's really interesting that these movies are about amazingly strong superheroes, and we still don't have that much female representation. Even the Amazonian women don't talk about themselves or anything.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting going forward, going back and thinking about movies, because I don't even think Thor Ragnarok, which we loved, and we talked about having all these female characters in it, that movie didn't even pass the Bechdel test. There was never two females in a room just talking about something that wasn't about a man. Yeah. Like, there was nothing. So, I don't know. That's insane to think about. Yeah. That even though we are coming so much farther and we have these female warriors and they fight, they don't have really any self-autonomy, any nothing.
In even going back to the Justice League with the Bechdel test, where the only time we see the two women interact is between Ma Kent and Lois Lane. And it goes nowhere real hard. Like, she tries to talk to him. She tries to talk to her and it's like, oh, so you're trying to go for the Pulitzer Prize? And she...
Pulitzer Prize?
Yeah, I call it the Pulitzer Prize. This Pulitzer Prize? I don't
Pulitzer
know.
Prize. Pulitzer.
Pulitzer. So I'm calling it the Pulitzer Surprise now.
Pulitzer.
Pulitzer.
Now I don't know how to say it either. Pulitzer.
It's a surprise if you got a Pulitzer.
Okay, but yeah, this movie goes in this conversation. The only thing they say is Martha loses her home. It's okay because she's alone. Lois isn't writing or being a newspaper anymore, like a reporter.
Because Superman died.
Superman died. She can't do it anymore, and that's it.
And then they immediately start talking about Superman.
Their lives are literally ruined because Superman's gone. Which I get it. They're depressed.
Yeah.
They miss their son and husband. So.
This also bugs me as a plot hole. So Batman says Superman's the most human, right?
Yeah.
How human is Superman when Pa Kent was like, you should have let those kids drown in that school bus? And don't save me from the tornado that can easily decimate me.
But he's human in that he feels a lot of pain and regret for every mistake that he makes.
Yeah.
And that he... I think that's what he means. Like, in this universe, Batman has lost most of his humanity, essentially.
Yeah.
And Superman really hasn't.
So, like, before we end out, there's a game that's out there called Armchair CEO. Like, we both agree that Justice League movie is an okay movie. It's like a C to B minus. It's where you want it.
Yeah.
But you are the CEO of Warner Brothers and DC. How do you fix the DCEU?
Like going forward?
Going forward.
I think in all the movies, they really need to focus on character.
Yeah.
Like, the interesting part of superheroes is that they're human. And you're playing with the human emotions and the human element. Yeah. And they just have a really cool fight scene. But the human element is what's so amazing and so interesting. And the character development is so interesting. So I think if you can get a movie that actually focuses on character development, character changes, while not being a dull, boring, slow movie, because it's a superhero movie, you got to keep up the pace, keep up the energy. So I think that's what you need to shift your focus to, and you need a plot with real stakes, Like, oh, the world's gonna end. Okay, I've seen that plot so many fucking times. It doesn't have to be this huge, grandiose thing. It could be something small in this person's world. I mean, it has to be bigger because it's a superhero.
See, and that's why Marvel's Winter Soldier works so well, and that's why even The Dark Knight works so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the whole world in danger.
Well, even Civil War wasn't the whole world. It was between just the Avengers.
2 people.
And it was really between Iron Man and Captain America, really. And their ideological...
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah.
like, with Winter Soldier, it's literally Cap trying to get his one friend back, from back in that time.
Yeah.
That is so laser focused on one point. Like, it shows tension, and so it shows you care about what Bucky went through, and you care what Cap is going through. Same thing in The Dark Knight. The Joker is destroying Batman's world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all of Gotham. He's literally trying to corrupt Gotham. He's not. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to blow it up like in The Dark Knight Rises. He's not trying to blow up the planet like in Batman v Superman with Doomsday. It's so focused on one character and what that one character can do to the hero.
Yeah.
And I feel like they need to fix it. They need to retcon some things.
Think about Bruce. There is no Bruce.
Yeah.
He's Batman. There is no Bruce in any of these movies so far. He has no character.
So, like, in a lot of the things, Batman is the real character. But Batman is this brooding, dark character that trusts no one. And, like, we even saw some Batman stuff recently. We've seen how brutal he can be. We see how he is to his own kids. And we see how he interacts with the criminal underbelly.
Yeah.
But when we see him as Bruce Wayne, when he's with Alfred or with his family, he's this dark character. He's just like brooding. He's always sad. But the moment you see him at a party, that's the mask being put
that's
on.
a mask, but we don't... I mean, we get some interaction with Bruce and Wonder Woman, Diana.
Yeah.
We get some, but what we see is he's an alcoholic, and he's...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see any character development. I mean,
no.
He still doesn't trust Superman.
No.
He just needed him.
So, what I feel like the DCEU needs, like, they need a rebrand, a new director to lead the main, like, Justice League and Superman movies.
Yeah.
And at that same merit, change things. Because Ben Affleck is in and out every 5 minutes now. He's like, I don't want to be Batman. No, but I want to be Batman. No, I don't want to. And now, like, Jake Gyllenhaal's, like, being looked at for the role of Batman.
Yeah.
And that's how the rumor's going right now. I say the next movie after Aquaman is Flashpoint. Mm-hmm. Push the Cyborg movie back. Push the Batman movie back even more. Push Suicide Squad 2 and push the Joker movie back. Get them out. Do Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Flash going back to the past, trying to save his mom. And you can do one last world-ending thing. Where it's... we get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne become Batman and, like, the whole Reverse Flash thing. And then once the Flash comes back to the timeline again, Back to the Future it a little bit. It's the same world, little things changed. So we got Jason Momoa still as Aquaman. That history still happened. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. That history still happened. Henry Cavill as Superman. Man of Steel still happened. Except for the execution of Zod. Like, Zod gets sent to the Phantom Zone. And then you can switch Bruce. You can say, this Batman is different. It's not Ben Affleck, because
it's a different
if he's
Batman.
coming in or he's coming out, it's new Batman. But everything now falls into, like, now everyone gets their new movie, and then you can redo the Justice League movie, like, in a reboot or something.
Yeah.
And then you can push the Darkseid character, you can push the...
Yeah, but you definitely need to... I just think the films need way better scripts and better directing.
Yeah.
It's, like, fundamentally what makes a movie good.
They can't rush it either.
No, they need to sit down and have talented writers and give them the time that they need. And that means these writers have to have extensive comic book background.
Yeah.
They need to understand the comic books, and they need to understand together. You need to understand the logic of where you want to go with these characters, and then be consistent with it from movie to movie to movie, because it is a universe in a totality. So, sorry.
I agree with you 100% on that. Also, the actors need to follow up and read their lore. They have to do their research. Just like the writers need to do their research and the director needs to do theirs.
I don't feel like the actors need to do it. I think that muddies it. Because too much happens in the comic books. I think they should go movie by movie. And have a fundamental understanding. Like, if they haven't had their origin story yet, they need to know, okay, guys, in this universe, what's my origin story? Where do you want me to go? What's my motivation? Because... they need to know this.
Yeah.
In this universe. They don't need to know everything else because I'm sorry, the comic books get crazy and there's so many multiverse and so many different ways. So you just need to know in this universe, who am I? And then go from there. So I don't think it's important for them to read other stuff. I think this universe needs to make a fucking decision and stick to it. Who are these characters and what do we want to show them as?
Yeah.
Because right now half of them don't have a character. Barry's comedic relief. Like he's the funny guy who's really smart. Okay, that's half the people in this universe.
Yeah, because we got Bruce Wayne, alcoholic, that's super smart.
Gal Gadot is like the innocent, starry-eyed person. Yeah. Cyborg is jaded, really smart.
And you got
Jason Momoa, or Aquaman, is this dark, brooding alcoholic as well.
The alcoholics are running the Justice League.
Batman, I don't know what's going on. Alcoholic, dark guy who thinks there's no humanity left but still wants to save everybody.
I could see a Batman movie where he's like, listen to me, Alfred. I lost my son.
Yeah, he's just...
He got blown up by the Joker.
He's a dark man. No! Hey, Alfred, I'm not done. Alfred, hey.
And Jeffrey Irons is like, I should go back and play Scar again. God damn it.
Like, it's they just need to have these characters fleshed out. They're not fleshed out.
Yeah.
I mean, Gal Gadot, between Wonder Woman and Justice League, is like 100 years almost, and she's had no character development.
The fucking Batman, all he did was, like, kind of like, in Batman v Superman, was run around and shot a grenade once. And
fell right into Lex Luthor's hands. Like, he's supposed to be the world's smartest detective, and he didn't detect anything. Stuff was given to him, and he was like, hey, Superman's bad!
Even in Justice League, he didn't really do detecting.
Yeah, so...
Like, that's a big issue. They gotta fix some of these characters up. Because Batman ain't supposed to be this raging alcoholic that's like, come on, Superman. Batman's
supposed to be capable of great darkness. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing of Superman. He holds himself back. He knows that he can, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
And that...
He can't go to that other side.
He might have... That's plan Z, but he's never going to go there. He's going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G first. But, like, they're not showing him this way. Yeah. He's not shown as this brilliant, smart guy. Alfred's the one who takes care of all the technology. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you see that Bruce is a mechanic, but we don't really get much of anything beyond that.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie is okay. And I think we just talked to death about, like, how bad the movie is.
But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's honestly, it's actually easier to talk about something being bad than it is about talking about something good.
Yeah.
Like, the characters, for what we have, they were... Oh, so I guess to say in a sentence, the movie was choppy, but the characters were really good. It saved it. There was a lot of comedic relief. The big bad wasn't that intriguing.
Yeah.
But it was actually more interesting seeing the characters, the Justice League interact, and the villain was almost more secondary to that. Yeah. I think that's the truth. So go watch it. It's fun.
Yeah. So, in short, I guess, Justice League is a choppy movie where the characters make this movie.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing strictly for the characters.
Yeah, the characters bring it to life.
But on that note, we were the Superfunpack Weekly Podcast. You could follow us on YouTube, iTunes, Superfunpack. You can always look for us on the Castbox app on Android phones, and just look up Superfunpack. We're on there too.
Yep. You can also go to our website, www.superfunpack.com. All our podcasts are there. If you're interested in any of our Let's Plays, they're also on there. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/superfunpack. We're also on Facebook, so we'll update every time we post something new. And like, share.
Yeah, and if you want any behind the scenes photos or anything we're about to talk about or anything you want to know, contact me on Twitter at Chris J Marine on Twitter, at Chris J Marine at Twitter, and at Chris J Marine on Instagram, and on
Facebook at Superfunpack.
Yeah.
Just look up Superfunpack on Facebook. Because now you all know his name. Because he did not think this through.
Jen.
Don't say my name.
Jen.
Oh yeah, he's doing that because last episode he didn't say my name one time.
Jen.
Is it off?
Jen.
Are you still recording?